I never believed in things that go bump in the night. I was the kind of person who would laugh off ghost stories and dismiss strange occurrences as nothing more than my overactive imagination. But that all changed when I moved into the old house on Oak Street. It wasn't the most glamorous place, but the price was right. The landlord mentioned it had been empty for years, and the only thing that seemed off about it was how eerily quiet the neighborhood was. Still, I shrugged it off. After all, I was used to being alone. The first few nights were fine. I unpacked my boxes, set up my furniture, and settled into a routine. But then I began to notice something strange. It started small, just a flicker in the corner of my eye, like a shadow moving too quickly to be real. I'd glance around, but nothing would be there. Then, one night, while I was brushing my teeth in the bathroom, I saw it. It was my reflection in the mirror, but it wasn't right. My reflection smiled. A grin that stretched too wide, like something forced into a shape it didn't belong in. It looked nothing like me. I froze, staring at it, trying to make sense of what I was seeing. But just as quickly as it appeared, the smile vanished, and I was left standing there, breathing heavily, unsure of whether I had imagined it or not. I told myself it was a trick of the light, that I was overtired maybe. But that night, it happened again. Only this time, it wasn't just a smile. I saw something moving behind me, just beyond the glass. I whipped around, but there was nothing. The air in the room felt thick, heavy, like it was pressing against my chest. I couldn't sleep that night. I sat in the living room, trying to ignore the growing feeling of dread that filled the house. That's when I heard it. A faint scratching sound from the hallway. It was soft at first, like nails against wood. But then it grew louder, closer. I grabbed a flashlight and crept to the hallway, but the light didn't reach the end of the corridor. The scratching stopped, and all I could hear was my heartbeat pounding in my ears. That's when I saw it. In the mirror at the end of the hall, there was a shadow. It stood perfectly still, as if waiting for me to notice. My body froze, and I couldn't look away. The shadow wasn't human. It was long and distorted, its shape shifting as it moved, slithering, stretching, and contorting in ways that shouldn't have been possible. I turned and ran back into the bathroom, slamming the door behind me. I could see it now, clearer than before. The reflection in the mirror wasn't just a distorted version of me. It was wrong. The person looking back at me had hollow eyes, pale skin, and a grin that never seemed to end. I tried to tear myself away, but something was pulling me in. The reflection moved on its own, as if it wanted me to come closer, to reach out. I couldn't resist. My hand, almost against my will, stretched toward the mirror. The moment my fingers brushed the glass, the coldness of it shot through my arm, numbing my body. I couldn't pull away. Something was pulling me through, dragging me into the mirror. My vision blurred, and I felt my body twist in ways that weren't possible. And then, everything went black. I woke up hours later on the bathroom floor, breathless, my body drenched in sweat. The mirror was normal again, just my reflection, standing still as I stared back. I could hear my pulse in my ears, trying to convince myself that it had all been a nightmare. But the worst part? I knew the truth. I could still hear it, that voice, soft, whispering from behind the glass. You're mine now. And every time I look in the mirror, I see it. It's waiting. It knows I'm there, and it will never let me leave.